just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Every time I talk about Derrick Rose, you hear him thrown in that conversation with Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Brandon Roy, where you say, if this guy never got hurt, what would their career look like? And I always go back to the same thing. His injury could have very much been prevented. If you look back at that season, the year he got hurt in the playoffs versus the Sixers, they were up 12 at the time with a minute to go. I'm taking him out of the game. I am not risking an injury in that situation because the man missed 53 games that season. 53. And all of his injuries were on that same leg. And anytime you injure something in a certain, whether it's your ankle, your knee, your hamstring, anything along those lines, you are going to compensate and you're putting pressure on something else. And everybody said after he got hurt, well, when you consider the injuries he had, it made sense that his ACL tore that year. And considering it's the move that, look at it right there, it's a move he's done thousands of times throughout the course of his career. High school, college at Memphis, Chicago. He's done that move a ton of times. His signature floater, we've seen it. Second nature, I'm going to go to my move, get a floater off, blows a tire. Now, the other thing that I think about is people say, man, if only you could have seen prime Derrick Rose. I'm trying to figure out where I was at. I'm trying to figure out where I was while everybody else was watching prime Derrick Rose. I must have missed it because we've never seen prime Derrick Rose. Think about it. Look at his stats from his MVP season. Youngest MVP ever. Third year in the league. 25, 4, and 7. I want to say about 44% from the field. But if you think about it, he's doing that in year 3, and he won MVP, no matter how you feel about it, okay? LeBron could have won, Kobe, whoever, right? Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Derrick Rose won the MVP. 25, 7, and 4, 44%, and you're only, what, 3 years in the league, so he had to be about 22 years old, youngest MVP of all time. The sky was the limit. That's an understatement. Because if I'm thinking about it, let's say they get another scorer on that team. Let's say Jimmy Butler matures at the right time like he eventually did. They're winning the championship. And not just one. They're probably winning multiple with an MVP level Derrick Rose improving each season. People catching the Derrick Rose flu, sitting out of games, scared to guard him, giving Kyrie problems, giving Russell Westbrook problems, giving Stephen Curry problems, John Morant giving him problems. All of these guys that granted, they're great players. We love them. But there was only one Derrick Rose. And they all 1000% respected Derrick Rose, on top of the fact that he was a very underrated defender. He guarded his position. Russell Westbrook coming down, he's checking Russ. Kyrie, he's checking Kyrie. Steph, he's guarding Steph. Guarded Rondo in the playoffs. One of my favorite series of all time. Young Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls versus that matchup right there. One of my favorite, because they were guarding each other just like this and attacking each other. Wanted all the smoke. Derrick Rose, after year 3, you're thinking 2, 3 maybe. Like I said, if Jimmy Butler comes along and they get another guy. But they had championship aspirations for a long time, and they were the biggest threat to the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference. I don't think he's going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't, because of the injuries. I mean, I think once in the last 8 seasons, something like that, he's played over 50 games. Let's look actually. So 39 games, 10, 51, 66, 64. Okay. Then he played 25, 51, 50, 50, 15, 35, 26, 27, 24. Okay, so he played He barely played over 51 games multiple times in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. So, I mean, that's hard to overcome when you're trying to make the Hall of Fame. I think, you know, you got to factor in Brandon Roy. You got to factor in Mari Stoudemire, players like that. They fall in the same category where we don't know what would have happened without the injuries. But I can say, in case of Derrick Rose versus the field, his injury very much could have been prevented. And we be talking about Derrick Rose like he's one of the greatest point guards of all time. We put Chris Paul in that category. We put Steph Curry in that category. Russell Westbrook went on his numerous years of having triple doubles. Me personally, I put Russell Westbrook in the top 5 point guards list. Derrick Rose would have been in that category, and he would have had multiple championships under his belt. Would have been hard to deny. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments your favorite Derrick Rose moment of all time. That's one more for the good guys.